Fala, povos e povas da Geekland, beleza? Aqui quem vai falar com vocês é o Tazarian. Bom, continuando aí, né, nossa terceira parte aí de Game of Thrones, né, depois daquela pequena treta ali do Lord Eitham, né, e o Winterhell, do Lord Winterhell e entre o Lord Eitham, né. Voltamos aqui, viemos, né, diretamente para Mira, onde ela está. Eu até me esqueci onde é que ela tá. Ai, meu pai do céu, vamos dar uma olhadinha aqui na Kispal aqui, bora ver o que a gente tem aqui guardado. Né? Vamos ver. Livros e papéis, papiros, dá pra olhar? Dá, deixa eu dar uma olhada aqui.
Ethan made this for me.
Então Ethan, né, que é o irmão dela, que é o novo Lorde, né, de Winterhell, fez isso pra ela. Deixa eu olhar aqui.
Asher sent me this coin to remember him. What a strange place, Essos.
Bacana. Deixa eu ver aqui. E ela já olhou ali com um olhazinho. Então vamos dar uma lida aqui para ver o que tem. Vamos ver aqui.
Father, much excitement here in King's Landing for the coming wedding. Lady Marjorie has proven to be quite popular throughout the city. I do wish you and Mother could come, although I know it would be impossible under the circumstances. I miss all of you, and I look forward to the day you can.
É uma carta que ela fez pro pai, é isso? Não sei. Não entendi. Acho que sim.
It was very kind of Lady Marjorie to give this to me. It once belonged to Lady Elena.
Bacana. Eu acho que era um broche aquilo ali, não sei. Já olhamos tudo aqui no baú da Dona Mira. Né? Vamos ver o que tem mais aqui. Tem alguma coisa por aqui? Olha aquilo ali. Tem um negócio de carvão aqui. Eu vou olhar aqui logo. Tá apagado pelo que parece, né? Não dá pra acender, dá pra mexer aqui nas outras coisas? Não. A mira é bonita, né? Então vamos ver logo aqui o que a gente tem aqui. Livro antigo.
Wonders Made by Man, by Lomas Longstrider. A gift from Roderick.
Roderick deu isso pra ela. Roderick é aquele
I
cara
hope
que
to see them
morreu.
all someday.
Ela ainda não sabe que a família dela foi morta, né? O pai dela morreu, o outro irmão dela morreu, né? Então ela não sabe. Vamos olhar aqui pra paisagem.
King's Landing. I wonder if it's sunny at Ironrath today.
Então ela não sabe mesmo, né, que o irmão, o pai morreram. Carta da mamãe. Vamos dar uma olhada aqui na carta da mamãe. É sempre bom ver a carta da mamãe, né?
It troubles me to even ask this of you, but you must appeal to Lady Marjorie to intervene on our behalf. She is our best hope, and can be a powerful ally, especially now when your family so desperately needs her help.
Nossa, eu até não consegui ler o nome da mulher que é uma boa aliada. Eu não consegui ler ela. Estão batendo aqui na porta. Será que é a pizza que eu pedi? Não sei, pode ser. Acho que é, não sei. Vamos ver. Era esse.
One moment.
Oh, sorry, milady. I didn't mean to disturb you. I can come back later if you'd like.
E aí, eu volto mais tarde. Não, eu vou deixar o cara.
Later would be best.
Of course.
Eu mandei ele mais tarde. Eu mandei ele embora, foi isso? Não acredito. Não direito, toda vez eu me engano.
Lady Marjorie, you're early.
I was hoping there would be time for us to talk. Come, there's something we must discuss. From the day you arrived in Highgarden, I've thought of you more as a friend than as my handmaiden. A dear friend, in fact.
Thank you, my lady.
And you know how I feel about what's happened to your family. I feel your pain as if it were my own. What you've suffered is beyond imagining. And your poor family as well.
You're very kind, my lady.
Of course, Mira, but you must not despair. We will get through this together. You must understand there are limits to what I can say, especially here in King's Landing now that I am to be queen. To have a handmaiden from the north whose family fought for Robb Stark. It raises questions at a time I can least afford. Cersei herself cornered me this morning outside the royal sept. She mentioned the northern girl in my service, and she painted you a traitor. She was very pleased with herself. Her face was full of mirth as she said it.
What does she intend to do?
She intends to make you miserable, knowing that will make me miserable as well. She demands an audience. She wants an apology of some sort, for what I don't know, but she's waiting for us now, and I promised I would bring you to her. I wouldn't ask this of you if it were not important. I cannot afford any conflict with Cersei with the wedding so near.
I'll do as you ask, my lady.
I knew I could trust you. Humor her. Tell her what she wants to hear.
Então ela ali apreciou já a minha lealdade.
See if the Queen
então...
Regent is ready to receive us.
Olha o carinha ali só. Me olhando, rapaz. Quem tá me olhando, rapaz?
You'll be fine. I know you will. You may feel one thing, but you must say another.
E aí? Tá de boa, rainha? Pode me olhar? Ela pode me ver?
Good luck.
Eita, a menina já falou ali uma boa sorte com uma carinha de... Minha filha, eu acho que você não vai voltar mais depois dessa, viu? Ah, fiquei com medo. Será que eu tô vendo quem eu tô vendo? Será que
You
eu
can
tô
do this.
vendo? E aí, posso dar? Posso. Ai. Tá tenso, galera. Tá tenso. Eu tô sentindo aqui um clima de tensão aqui. Eu não sei o que pode acontecer, né? Minha família ali, meus pais e amanhã. Olha só!
Ah, Lady Marjorie. Aren't you looking lovely this evening?
Caramba!
Lord Tyrion. Your Grace?
Caramba, o Tyrion tá... Ah, eu não acredito.
With your permission, allow me to introduce Lady Mira of House Forrester.
Caramba, velho, Tyrion. Aí você perante ela. E tudo na cabeça. Vai.
I am honored, Your Grace.
Yet not honored enough to kneel, I see.
Olha.
House Forrester is a northern house loyal to the king.
Are they?
I beg your pardon, Your Grace.
I wasn't talking to you. I want to hear from the girl. Is your family loyal to the king?
Perhaps you should ask the new Lord Forrester.
He's not here, is he? She is.
Ah, eu acho que esse aqui.
House Forrester's loyalty to the crown never wavers, Your Grace.
I see. And yet... For centuries, the Forresters have been loyal bannermen to House Stark. A house of traitors.
Fizeram nossos guardiões e... Ah, vou ficar calado. Vou ficar calado, não vou
The
falar
girl is
nada.
here to explain herself,
Não vou falar nada.
yet says nothing.
Não vou falar nada.
My
Essa mulher é
apologies,
traiçoeira,
Your
essa é
Grace.
traiçoeira.
I'm sure it's just a momentary lapse.
Is your house willing to swear fealty to your new liege lord, Roose Bolton?
Ah, não acredito. Meu novo guardião. Ah, eu não sei o que falar.
He is the Warden of the North, Your Grace.
Acho que eu fui inteligente.
He
falando
is.
assim, tô tenso.
And I the Queen Regent and Tyrion the Master of Coin.
The girl has a remarkable talent for answering
Cara,
questions
Tyrion é massa
while
até
in
no
fact
game,
saying
cara.
nothing at all.
Aí foi depois que ele levou a machadada na cara.
Old allegiances are not easily abandoned. But now that the war is over, we must look to rebuild and forge new alliances. There are ships and shields to be built, and Joffrey will need a steady supply of ironwood for his armies. I'm told there are others who would happily serve that purpose, but I trust we can rely on House Forrester.
Forster Ironwood does
Sim,
seem
majestade,
rather
nosso bem
unique.
visto. Muito desse... Ai, bora.
Yes,
Sim,
Your
majestade.
Grace.
Vamos ser educados com ela aqui. Não vamos invocar
It
ela,
would be
não.
a
Senão ela
shame
pode
to
me
see it
matar
fall
também.
into the hands of another house. I imagine you'd do almost anything to prevent that from happening, wouldn't you? Ask any Lannister, and they'd do whatever was necessary to save Casterly Rock. It would be unfortunate
Sim,
to
qualquer
see another
coisa,
house lay
existe
claim to
limites,
what's yours.
majestade. Não irei ferir minha honra. Ai!
I
vai.
won't dishonor myself, Your Grace.
I see.
Será que foi-
What
será
would
que
you
foi
have the
certo?
girl do, Cersei? It's not as if she fought beside the Starks, wielding a battle axe for the Northern Army.
It raises an interesting question, I suppose. Can we truly blame those who end up on the wrong side of the war? Our dear Marjorie here was betrothed to Rhaenyra Baratheon on the false assumption that he would one day rule the Seven Kingdoms. Can we fault her for her mistake? Should she be held accountable?
Ele apenas seguiu seu coração, eu não irei julgá-lo, tenho certeza que ele é respeitado. Ai,
I'm sure she regrets it.
ai, eu não sei o que falei.
Perhaps. Perhaps not.
If there's a point to this, I hope you find it quickly.
Loyalty can be
Olha o
such a
tronozão
hard
atrás
thing to
dela.
define.
Eita, trono bis-
This city alone is filled with all sorts of ambitious opportunists looking to reinvent themselves, pretending to be something they're not. Who knows what lurks within their hearts? You are a girl from the north here in service to Lady Marjorie. One can only assume her interests are yours. Yet loyalty to a king, that must be absolute, beyond question. And if your loyalties were to become conflicted between your king and the very person whom you serve, what would you do then?
Olha só o que
I'm
esse
sure
louco
she
fez.
Let the
would-
girl answer the question. Go on.
Ai, ai, ai. Eu não respondi nada.
Evading the question won't help her cause. Who do you choose?
Meu rei, sem dúvida, eu jurei. Ai. Ah, e agora, galera? Poxa. Eu jurei a... Ah, eu
I
vou
must
com a
choose
Margarete.
Marjorie, Your
Pronto.
Grace.
Clearly your handmaiden does not have her priorities straight.
Caramba.
She is a threat to the crown, isn't she? The most
não sou não,
dangerous
sou não.
handmaiden in all of King's Landing.
Não, não sou não, não sou. Não sou
I'm not
perigoso,
quite
não.
sure what to make of her. Not surprising, I suppose, for a northern girl. But not very encouraging either.
Ah, caramba, eu não acredito. O que eu fiz?
I'd like a word with you, if I may.
Of course, Your Grace.
Caramba, acho que eu fiz besteira. Acho que eu fiz besteira, não sei. Nossa, velho. Olha o
I'll
Tyrion,
walk you
cara.
out.
Que bonitinho, Tyrion. Tyrion, você é bonitinho, Tyrion.
This may come as a surprise, but I met your father once, at the tourney at Lannisport. Even then he didn't trust Roose Bolton. We only spoke briefly, but your father struck me as an honorable man. You have my condolences for his loss. These would be trying times for your family, even under the best of circumstances.
Thank you, Lord Tyrion. That's very kind of you to say.
You were brave to declare your loyalty to Lady Marjorie. No doubt she was pleased, but Cersei, she will not soon forget what you said.
Eu sei disso.
It was
Eu vou
quite the
matá-la.
first impression. I, of course, found it all highly entertaining, but it certainly wasn't what Cersei was expecting.
I did it for Lady Marjorie.
As you should. And of course she has your best interests at heart. My sister and I have our differences. She takes great pleasure in her little charades. I take mine in thwarting them. We must find our amusements where we can. She threatened to give your ironwood to another house. It is the Master of Coin who decides such matters. The crown needs boats. Boats need wood, and I speak for the crown in this regard, not her.
You can help my family.
I suppose the crown could be persuaded to secure ironwood from House Forrester. Lady Marjorie might not look favorably on such an alliance, and it would infuriate Cersei. Although what would be amusing for me might prove rather dangerous for you and your house. Are you willing to risk that? It may be far too dangerous.
Vai,
It's a
eu
risk
tô
I'm willing to
disposto.
take, Lord Tyrion. Please.
You are a brave girl, aren't you? I'll consider it.
Corajosa.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I promised Sansa I would join her for dinner tonight. 3 beautiful bottles of Dornish wine await my arrival. The mere thought of them makes me thirsty already.
Thank you for the advice, Lord Tyrion.
Just be careful. This is not the North. King's Landing can be a nest of vipers to the uninitiated.
Caramba, né? Tyrion aí me deu uma lição de moral. Sério, sério.
Mira, I was worried. How was it? Cersei has a way of looking at you as though you're nothing. It's more than a little intimidating.
I'd rather not discuss it, if you don't mind.
Of course not. It must have been horrible. But at least it's over now. Lady Marjorie has spent the entire day working on seating arrangements for the wedding. Of course, you and I are seated way at the back. Here with the 4th cousins and the 9th-born sons. Sir Jaime. I wouldn't mind tarnishing that white cloak of his.
Sarah!
What? It's true.
Ai, ai, ai.
And Oberyn Martell, the Red Viper. I'm told he has a paramour, which I doubt is Dornish for wife.
You'll get us in trouble.
We're just having some fun. Perhaps Lady Marjorie could make the right introductions. Who knows? We might meet our future husbands. Although, marrying a king, I can only imagine what that would be like. Would you marry Joffrey if it meant you'd become queen?
No.
He does have a certain look about him, and he's always treated Lady Marjorie well, which is more than you can say for his mother.
I'd marry anyone if it helped my family.
Mas
Right.
Joffrey é mau.
Of course.
Joffrey é o Joffrey que é mau.
Well, I would marry him. Imagine the power you would have as Queen of the Seven Kingdoms. I might even allow you to be my handmaiden. Let's see, who else should we marry off? Brienne of Tarth and Tyrion Lannister. What a perfect match! Sir Bronn and...
What are you doing?
E aí?
Well? Sarah?
Vai, me desculpa.
I'm sorry, my lady.
As am I. We shouldn't have been messing about.
This is not a game. It's a battle plan. Allies and enemies can be made with every move. Yet they say it is men who are powerful. The Queen was rather disappointed by your display, Mira.
Eu sei disso, já.
I'm just glad it's over. King's Landing can be exhausting sometimes. There's always someone to please or some perceived slight to smooth over. I fear it will only get worse when I am queen.
Once they know your true heart, the lords and ladies will have no choice but to love you.
Do you agree?
Se ela está certa, é difícil agradar, é importante que você diga. É difícil
People
agradar,
are
vai.
not always so easy to please. If you showed Cersei your true heart, she would stab it with a fork.
You learn very quickly.
Olha aí.
Your words to Cersei were brave, but I know you must fear what the Boltons might do to your family. I do appreciate your willingness to appease her, as difficult as it may have been.
Thank you, my lady. There's been something on my mind. Something important.
Pedir a ajuda dela. Pedir a ajuda dela, vai. Preciso mais de ajuda.
I did have a favor to ask of you in return.
Whatever you wish to say, you can say it in front of Sarah. There are no secrets between us.
It's about my family.
I trust her.
Prefiro em particular. Será? Vai, em particular. Tira essa minha daqui.
I prefer to speak with you alone.
Essa minha daqui só faz problemas. Sai daqui, menino. Você já me causou muito problema. Vai-te embora, vai.
Go on.
Não precisa de nossa ajuda.
Ask.
O Geoffrey poderia ajudar. Você pode deter... Ah, vai, né?
Forgive me, my lady. I wouldn't otherwise ask this of you, but my mother insisted. It's about my family.
Ramsay Snow. What would you have me do?
My mother fears our family will suffer if Ramsay is left to do as he likes. She thought, if a raven could be sent to the Boltons to let them know House Forrester has the protection of the crown. I know it's a lot to ask of you, and I wouldn't otherwise, but she insisted.
That is no small request, especially now.
I know, my lady, and I wouldn't ask this of you otherwise. But my mother has left me no choice. She insisted.
Joffrey knows only too well your family fought for the Starks, and now you would have me ask him to intervene? Is the situation that dire? Joffrey will not look favorably on such a request.
Ah, eu estarei junto com você. Eu imploro, vai.
Please, Lady Marjorie, I beg of you. I fear for my family's safety.
I don't know, Mira. If Cersei were to find out...
Don't let the Queen bully you. You have power over him, Lady Marjorie, as no one else does. Not even his mother. Ramsay Snow will arrive at Ironrath within the week. I would never ask this of you if it weren't so urgent.
Very well. I'll make your request, but I cannot promise anything.
Thank you, my lady. I will send a raven to my family at once.
Né? Sinto tretas, né? Estou sentindo uma treta. Entrada do rei. Mata de lobos. Eita, tosca. Opa, estou escutando voz. Eita. Não deixa esse cavalinho, não.
Seven hells.
Nossa.
Let's play a little game, shall we?
Caramba.
Did you know my ancestors wore the skins of their enemies as a coat?
Olha quem é. Caramba, olha quem é.
Not my best work,
Nossa, vou até apertar no pause aqui, galera. Né? Tá tenso, tá ficando tenso. Bom, galera, esse vídeo vai ficando por aqui. Já deu um bom tempinho mesmo, bem bacana, né? Eu espero que todos tenham gostado. Não vamos perder o 4º episódio de Game of Thrones aí, que vai sair, que vai ser tenso. Eu não sei o que tá acontecendo aqui. Vocês já viram ali, né? Quem apareceu. Quem apareceu ali, né? Então, pra quem não sabe, próximo episódio vocês vão estar sabendo que eu vou estar falando sobre esse cara aí, beleza? Então, até mais, falou. Se quer ajudar o canal a crescer, se inscreve aí. Se gostou do vídeo, dá aquele like. Falou, um abraço, fica com Deus e tchau!